Hey guys, welcome back to another episode by SToby. This is episode 15 of SToby Survival. Last episode we made 3 farms. We built an iron farm, pickle farm, and
we're in a position where we can't see any of the 3 farms. So
yeah, well the pickle farm's inside that building. No, last episode was these buildings. This building, and that building over there. As you can see, we are on something that weirdly looks like a barn, because it's a barn.
Yeah,
and
we've done the barn. We had literally so much to do in this episode because we're trying to...
Well, we wanted to get some stuff done, so we built the barn. It looks very nice. Spruce wood mixed with the oak and the
So we've done strip spruce planks and oak wood, because it's kind of... That makes a kind of colour gradient. It kind of works.
It does kind of work as a gradient. It's lovely.
And inside it looks far uglier.
Because there are lots of farms in here. So here we have a bread maker.
If you've ever seen this before, you'll recognise this as...
How about I demonstrate each farm?
Yeah, go on.
So I'm going to start with the bread maker. This is the most simple farm. It has dispensers,
observer clock.
So you can see, so when I click this lever, this observer will come up, fire, and then power these, which will grow up that wheat.
Observes that one, which then... that one observes that one as it goes up, which means that that one then fires, which means that one observes it, which then fires, which means that one observes that one and then fires, and so on and so forth.
So I'm going to demonstrate this farm first, so
all
I need to
is turn it on and listen as it makes the noise.
And then we just go. You see how it works?
Surprisingly, I thought it was lava.
So you see how it works, guys. So I'm placing the seeds against the dispenser and then breaking it.
So listen, you place the seeds, and because there's 4 dispensers dispensing bone meal, the wheat instantly grows to max. And then you
remember,
just
guys,
go place, break, place, break.
When you are doing this, you can't be hitting the dirt because the dirt will just spontaneously break. And then you can see that you just get wheat. And now I'm gonna use this wheat to demonstrate the next
farm. So this is a
leather farm.
Well,
leather and beef
also
farm.
Make beef because of cows.
So you see these cows are bobbing, and you see their backs flick back and forth between each cow, which means I can easily breed them up.
So what you do, and if you can't reach every cow, you can just circle it around like this, and as they turn their heads, you can feed them. But it's just an easy system. So this is just a dispenser with a water bucket in it, connected to a button. I don't know how this one's connected.
There's a bit of redstone just behind.
So yeah.
And then in here, once there are loads and loads of cows, they'll start dying.
Cows in here, they entity prime, which is if there's more animals than can fit in a single space, they just start to die.
And then their items go into this chest. Mainly the leather is what we're looking for.
Layer.
These are the sheep farms. So, in case you're wondering how this works, sheep are slightly bigger than 1 block, which is how they're not escaping.
So there's a slab.
So the dirt goes across, so the grass grows across, and that fires this observer, which goes through and fires this dispenser twice. Then the sheep will eat it.
Has shears.
Then this sheep will eat it and grow, eat it, which will then fire it again. And then he'll grow.
The sheep with wool on it, and then that just.
And having this double fire system here means that this is just a manual thing. It means it's foolproof. So if they both regrow at the same time, it never happens, and then it's just 2. It just produces wool.
And then if you've been hearing random dispensers fire, it's this one at the top. So
this is a very basic chicken barn that most people use for the cooked chicken, but
we're using it for feathers.
What happens is these chickens lay eggs, they go automatically dispensed out, so this comparator detects their eggs and fires off this observer clock. There's a solid block behind there, which fires the eggs out, like that. Puts them onto this block, and when these chickens...
babies, if you show hitboxes, their hitbox is just smaller, I can't really see it because there's so many of them, but it's just smaller than that bit of lava. And when they grow up, their hitbox doubles. So their hitbox then touches the lava, they then cook and drop their drops into here.
And that's why it's such an efficient cooked food farm. But that's the barn. So... And now for the time lapse, we've actually built a more industrial farm in the big hole that we dug for the iron farm.
Because we noticed that we still had a lot of space.
Well, yeah. So, and it's a very, very cool farm. And I don't know if we showed it to you or not, but if you have or have not seen it, it's extremely cool.
So we're going to roll that time lapse now.
Woohoo! We're back from that time lapse. Wowzers, that took me ages and ages. Not to build, but to collect all the resources. Because you can see from Sam's screen, which is now the main screen, and my screne,
of observers.
There's a lot of observers, and also a lot of note blocks and pistons.
And you know, just like a river of hopper minecarts.
Yeah. The thing with the hopper minecarts is I wanted this to be very compact and efficient, as you can see that it is. But I couldn't power rails underneath.
You know, modestly. Hey, of course.
Yes. Well, it is, isn't it? If you look in here, we've got two stacks of, well, two shulker boxes and a bit of sugarcane. But the cool thing about this farm is that it's tileable. That means that one slither can be repeated next to it over and over and over again with absolutely zero lag. Well, not lag. Them interfering with each other. They never interfere with each other.
If you're wondering what the random firing is when there's not a sugarcane here, what happens is each time a sugarcane, see, look, right there, each time a sugarcane tries to grow, that causes a block update which is observed by the observer. So even though no sugarcane actually grows, the piston still fires.
Yep. So if you show them how it works, Sam, so the observer sees it.
The observer's here, and when it grows, it produces a block update, which then goes, if we go ahead into this observer, which is observed here, and then
powers the block.
Powers the block. I can't really see it because I'm in spectator.
Yep.
So if I go down here, I might be able to, if I go over here, I'll be able to see it better.
So it powers the block.
So that one powers that block, and then if I go into here, that then fires.
No, it powers the note block above it, which is then observed, and then that observer is then observed, and then that powers
that piston.
And that just means it's tileable, and it just, and then there's just loads. But the thing with the rails is why that there's lines of hopper minecarts rather than just one rail which one hopper minecart cycles through, is because I couldn't power the rails underneath without
if you know,
without bug powering pistons.
That means that the only thing that's along here is these blocks here, which would lock the hoppers if you put a redstone block here, and
if you put levers anywhere else, then it would power the pistons, which is
also there's literally nowhere else to put it.
Yeah,
like,
there's
the only gap here. It's the only place, and that would lock these hoppers, which then means it wouldn't be able to work.
Yeah, and that's the sugarcane farm. Now the next thing we're gonna build is we're gonna fly up here, and we're actually going to work back here again, and we're gonna build the farmhouse. So you remember from that really shoddy picture that I made, there's the barn, the farmhouse, and then the fields. We're going to build the farmhouse now because we built the barn. The farmhouse is going to be beautiful on the inside as well as the outside.
We're actually going to put interior in.
But it's going to be quite an experimental build, and it will take a lot of looking, trial and error. So what we're going to do is not going to time lapse it. So but also you've already seen a time lapse. You don't need to see another one. Just trying to line up my head so I'm looking at Sam. So we'll build that and we'll be back. So whoop, we're back. Yeah, I honestly love this house. It's very nice. So we've got the gradient from like more worn to less worn, because I thought the roof would protect the top of the building more than the bottom, so it'd be more worn. Then here we've used the deep slate, a bit of calcite here, and inside we've done an interior as well. So we've got a bit of a kitchen here, a bit of a table, and furniture items.
This was some kind of like cabinet or like something where you put your.
And then there's a bit of storage here. And then as we move up, we've got a bedroom, and then
bed's like a desk.
Yeah, it's a desk. And up here we've got a little bit of an attic.
Now this entire thing has been spawn-proofed by this singular lantern.
Just kidding.
It's the only light source.
There's like buttons and pressure plates everywhere to make it all spawn-proof. Technique, and I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Ooh, what has happened to you?
I'm stuck. I need to take my life.
Okay. But yeah, so this place is completely spawn-proof, even though it's nice and moody and dark, which I think is very, very,
very cool.
And so if we go back down, now it was actually on this side, not on this side.
So yeah, we changed the side because we thought it made more sense for the farmhouse and the barn to be next to each other.
And then we'll have like a dirt track coming up here. Next, I think we're going to build a stables for those horses over there.
Because the current, they're just trapped in a box.
We'll probably build, I think I'm going to build it here. Maybe reduce the size of the field a bit. But I definitely want to build it here. So, I think we'll get to building that and come back when it's finished. Yep, we built the stables. We just went for the generic design of the roof, but this is very interesting. Horses pathfinding is a bit odd, and it basically means that they don't go through this gap even though they can fit through it. And so we stored up all our horses, and it's very nice. Doesn't have any lanterns in yet, so I'm probably going to put cross beams inside and then hang lanterns on them, and that should make it spawn. See, that guy is not trying to escape. We also put down a generic path there. One final thing that's cool that I thought I'd show you guys is this button. Now yeah, the scene's changed to Sam. It's very helpful occasionally, so we'll be using that sometimes. So anyway, Mr. Sam. Thank you guys for watching. If you loved this video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of my next video. Adios.